Come into a comfortable seated position. Cross-legged, either one shin in front of the other or stack it on top of the other. And maybe suppose today the hips are a bit funky, a bit tight, the knees are lifting up too much. Then perhaps you can just sit on one block to keep yourself elevated, like so, right? So that your knees are much more comfortable going down. Or you don't have to do anything. Happy Monday everyone, whether you're coming from dialing in from Europe or from any part of the country or in Asia. Good evening and good morning. Rest your palms onto your knees, your palms facing down or facing up. Smile your face, close your eyes. Before we begin the physical practice, let's get ourselves grounded mentally on this mat. We are indeed living in such interesting times or trying times. But let us all be grateful that we have the abilities to be able to connect to each other through this account, through this online streaming class. We are healthy. You bring awareness to your breathing. Every time you inhale, expand your belly and your chest. Fill your lungs with air, filling your lungs with air. Feeling so alive, and when you exhale, contract your chest and your belly. Let go of any worries or any negative energy. For now, you are safe, you are free on this mat in this 60 minutes. So don't need to think about your dinner later or things you need to do later. Any worries or any problems you might have, temporarily ignore those for now for 60 minutes physically on your mat. Take a few more breaths. Observe the inner landscape in your mind. Are you still having a little conversation or a little dialogue with your mind? Keep still. Pay attention to your breathing so your mind follows suit. Take a few more breaths and try to replicate this state where your mind, body and breath are in a perfect equilibrium for the rest of this class. Let's join our palms to heart center. We bow our heads down to palms to heart center. We shall forever honor our bodies and our breath and our mind together as one in every physical pose we make. We use the pose to find our inner self. We use the poses to experience the sensations in our body, getting some strengthening and stretching and range of motion in this practice, but also using this physical practice as a way to calm the mind and keep our mind quiet. No pain to your body, and enjoy this practice everyone. Gently lift your head up. Open your eyes. Good evening to those in Asia, namaste, and for our friends in Europe and maybe in the US, good morning to you. So let me come to the front. So the Hatha practice today will be a combo of all the elements. We'll be doing standing, sitting, lying down. We'll be doing strengthening, we'll be doing stretching, we'll be working on twisting poses, core poses, and so on and so forth. No inversions though. You might do half an inversion, but let's see the time. And also for the back bends. I think most of us now, if not all of us now, we are at home, staying home, being safe. Sometimes you get bored, sometimes you can go crazy. But it's very often that it's good for us to really slow down and really breathe and calm ourselves into this practice. So please maintain a physical practice and maintain a daily meditation practice as well, even if it's just for 1 minute. Closing the eyes, keeping your breath still. Okay, so enough talk. Let's begin the physical practice. Let's come back to your mats into a tabletop. Let me do a quick check. Anything, comments that you guys have any sound issues or... Okay, everyone's fine. Good. So let's begin. Come into a tabletop position. Like a table. So arms are straight, palms underneath your shoulders, knees below the hips, your knees about hip distance, your shoulders, your palms about shoulder width distance apart. Like this. Alright, come into a tabletop. So your toes are either pointed like a ballerina or tucked under. A few rounds of the cow and cat pose to move your spine up and down. Inhale to your cow, so you hollow your back, it goes up. Exhale, cat, round the back, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale, focus on your breathing, focus on your movement. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Now hold it back. Continue to breathe for 5. Hollow your back more, like you want to collect water with your back, like rainwater. Or the ceiling is dripping, you're collecting water with your back. For 3. Keep breathing. 2. Lift your ears higher. 1. In your next exhale, round the back like a very angry cat. Chin to chest. Keep breathing. Lift your ears higher towards your shoulders. Let the shoulder blades separate. The shoulder blades are the 2 triangle bones on your back. Keep them separated for 2. 1 more breath. And 1. Inhale back to your tabletop. Now you're going to stretch your right leg back. Keep it as high as your hip. Don't take it too high. Oops, I just hit the dining table. Or you can, let me step a bit forward. Or don't take it too high or don't take it too low. Look at it. Check the alignment. The foot is as high as the hip. Or you can check against my camera. Right. And then because of limited space, for those of you, you're in a big space here, and you can lift up the opposite hand, your left hand lift it up. Stretch it forward like you want to shake someone's left hand. But you're not going to shake, because right now, because of the COVID-19, no shaking your hands. You want to maintain personal hygiene, you want to stay safe. Keep breathing, 3 more breaths. At the same time, you want to stay healthy while you are at home. And release. Left palm, right knee down. The other side, stick your left leg back. Keep it as high as the hip. And then reach forward with your right hand forward like you want to shake someone's right hand. Be mindful of where your ears are. Don't let them sink down like this. So you're also engaging your shoulders. So this is a pose that works on your back but also on your shoulders. Breathe for 3. For 2. And 1. Release back to your tabletop. I'm going to face the front. We're going to go into a gate pose position. So the gate pose looks like this. You're going to stretch your right leg to the right side of the mat, your left knee down. So if your left knee on the mat is not happy, you might use a towel. Roll a towel so that you can rest your left knee on the towel. So it's a padding. So the left knee, left hip, left shoulder forms one straight line. So it's not like this or the other side. Most likely you will be this way because you're going to fall to one side. The right foot, right leg, flex the ankle. You can either use one block, place the block, wedge it underneath the foot and you press the foot down. So I'm not lifting this way, I'm pressing it down. Maintaining a straight vertical line from my left shoulder all the way to my left knee. Right leg on the right side. So my right leg and my left knee along the length of the mat. Right? Both hands up. The gate pose, side stretch using on your left side. And then side stretch towards your right leg. Stay. Now you stay there for about 5 breaths. When you're stretching, don't let your chest sink down. Your chest is still facing away from the leg. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Come back down. Switch sides. So the right knee down or right knee on the towel. Right knee, right hip, right shoulder, one straight line. Left leg to your left side. Flex the ankle. Place a block underneath. If you don't have blocks, no worries. You just stay as it is. Left toes up. Although without blocks, you have to engage a bit more so that the foot doesn't press down on the mat. One straight line between your left heel and your right knee so that they are along the length of your mat. Both hands up. So your chest is facing out. And then you side bend as you exhale. If you feel like you're going lower but your chest is turning down like this, it is not. So stay there. Chest is facing out. For 4. Smile your face. Breathe. 3. Feel a nice side stretch. 2. And 1. Release. Step back down. Alright, everyone okay? Good. Let's get my blocks all ready. Alright, let's come into a downward facing dog. Downward dog, like an inverted letter V. If you're beginning a yoga journey, I always welcome you to this class. So this is how the shape looks like. Doesn't have to be exactly like my shape. Some of us more pointed, some of us slightly rounded. It depends on your flexibility. Do the best you can. Take your feet above hip distance. Your hands shoulder width distance. Press your heels down. If your heels don't touch the mat, no worries. Keep them lifted and try your best to keep them down on the mat. Or keep them as close as you can to the mat. Lengthen your spine. Lift the ears up to the shoulders. And look between your feet. Stay. Keep your hips high as you can. Try to lengthen your back from your back, lower back, all the way down towards your neck. Keep it a nice straight line. Stay for 4. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. Stay for 1. And release. Now step your right foot forward between your 2 palms. Take your left knee down. At any one time, when one knee is on the mat, you always have the option to take a towel to protect the knee. The left toes, you can tuck it under or you can point them. I prefer to point them today. You can feel that tucking them is alright. Keep the palms on the front knee, on your right knee. Shift the weight forward by bending your front knee and sink the hips down until you feel the stretch here. On this side, your left hip flexor. And then you will check. If the front knee is way past the ankle like this is not so extreme, but this is like this, it might not be very comfortable for your front leg. So walk the foot forward, then you come down to the same amount of stretch, and then the knee is above the ankle, is much more safer. Chest is facing forward, roll the shoulders back down. Rest your palms on your front knee for now. Focus and pay attention to the sensation primarily on this left hip flexor here. Some of you might feel it to your back, some of you feel it to your front knee. Adjust so that you don't feel any pain to your knee or to your back. Move the foot a bit forward more or don't go so deep. Don't bend the knee so much for those with the pain in the left knee, with the right knee and for those lower back, lift the chest a bit higher to the ceiling. Keep your spine lifted so your spine is not jamming onto your hips. 2 more breaths. And release. Step back, downward facing dog. You can keep still or you can walk your dog like this, bending one leg, straightening the other. The yoga practice is not just a physical practice. Even in the movements you make and in the pose that you're holding, you're paying attention to everything inside your body. Even also paying to any inner narrative you have in your mind, whether your mind is going crazy, so you want to keep still. Let's work on the other side. Step your left foot forward, right knee down. Come to the same alignment, rest your palms on your front knee. And then adjust until you feel the stretch on your left hip flexor, on your right hip flexor. I keep saying the wrong side. This is your right hip flexor. Okay, keep still. Unless you're just watching and you plan to attend the practice later. Otherwise, the rest of you continue to practice on this mat. Don't need to type your comment. Unless you couldn't hear me or I'm speaking too fast, I may go back and check once in a while. 2 more breaths. Get a nice good stretch. And then release. Step your left leg back, downward facing dog. Stay in downward dog. Take 4 more breaths. One more breath. And good. Now you're going to step your right foot again. Let me turn to this side. Back to your lower lunge pose position. This time you come to the same alignment. The second round, your hips are a bit more open now. Now lift your chest high, like someone wants to carry you up like this. Okay? Like a push-up, up. And then lift both hands up. Some of you have more space, you're free to even stretch this hip flexor by coming to a back bend. So make a curve, like a letter C. C. You can either look forward or you can look up or look slightly backwards. Or you can take your palms together, lock your thumbs, cross your thumbs to keep your palms and your fingers in place. Stay for 5. Nice, yummy stretch. Keep breathing. 4. This is so good on a Monday evening. 3. 2. 1. Release. Nice job everyone. Downward dog. For us in Asia on a Monday evening, you will have been sitting down on a chair and the sofa for many hours right now, until now, so it's good to get the stretch. We'll plug those space. Let's work on the other side. Left foot forward, right knee down. The same stretch again to your hip flexor, and then lift the chest, lift your spine, extend your spine up to the ceiling, and then you take your hands up. If the first round with the right leg in front, your palms are not together, maybe you feel that your body is open now, you can take your palms together. You have to decide. Sometimes you want to challenge yourself, not feeling just in the comfort zone, coming to the discomfort zone. That's real growth will start to happen, but no pain. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. And 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. You're going to come back to your low lunge pose again. Let's add the twist into this pose. So step your right foot forward. Left knee down. You're going to come into a twist. Now the twist is where you're going to place your left hand, the opposite hand, so the right foot is in front, left hand down on the mat, next to your right foot. If it's too low for you, you have a block, or you can take 2 blocks. So rest the entire palm onto your block. Keep your front knee still bent, your right knee is pointing forward like this. So they see from the front. This is where this pose is a simple shape, but a simple movement, but a lot of information is there for you to assimilate. When you turn, when you twist, look at this. Before I go any further, before you go further, when you twist towards the right side, this right knee will tend to move to the right as well. Can you keep this engaged? So you're moving this independently of this right leg. See this? If you go back, slap it. Yeah. But then again, no domestic violence. Keep it there. Don't let it turn to right. Say, be a good boy. Stay. Turn, turn, turn. Until you cannot turn anymore. The knee is still pointing forward. And then you release the other hand up. Your right hand up. Go ahead. Stay for 4. Don't need to look at your front knee. Trust your own sense of your right knee always pointing forward. Control it. Use your right leg to control. 2. And 1. Nice. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths in downward dog. Okay, let's go to the next side. Left foot in front, right knee down. Remembering when you come to a twist, the left knee is pointing forward. So again, I'm facing towards you. Your left knee. Left knee, this way, or just now I did the other side, but it's still the same thing. You take either a block or the entire palm of the mat. You have the space. I'm going to use the block here. When you turn towards the left knee will turn up. Don't let it turn out. Engage it. Try not to use your hand that much because this hand will be released eventually. Lengthen, lengthen. Don't even look at your left knee. Shoulders and your ear like this separated. And then lift the left hand up. Stay for 5. Keep your spine lengthened. Stay for 4. Twisting happens with a straight spine, not round the back. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Now let's come into the half split. Stretch the right foot forward, left knee down. Have a blocks on standby. We take the half splits. Get a nice stretch towards your hamstring. So straighten your right leg like this. Your bottom knee and your hip one vertical line. Either hands on your blocks or you have the space, hands on your mat. Lengthen spine. So try not to round like this, no rounding. Lengthen, lift the ears and your neck lengthens along with it to the front, and then you stretch forward. And you can walk your hands forward on the mat or on your blocks. Stay for 6. Keep breathing. Experience the sensations your body is giving you. Breathe into that discomfort with every exhale, trying to melt the discomfort. 3, 2, and 1. You're going to stay in this half split legs. Now you can walk your hands backwards so that your palms are directly below your shoulders. You lean forward, either palms on the mat or palms on the blocks. Release your right palm on the mat or on the block, and then take your left hand up. Release your left hand, my bad. Your left palm on the block. Left palm on the block, left palm on the block or left palm on the mat. Release your right hand up. Twist towards the right in this half split twist. Stay. Ensuring that your bottom arm is one vertical line. For 3. For 2. And 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's go to the other side. Take your left foot forward into your half splits. Left leg is straight, right knee is down, right hip, right knee, one straight vertical line. Blocks on standby, or you can skip the blocks if you don't need the blocks. Lengthen your spine, your ears lift away from your shoulder. Don't let your shoulders and your ears crunch together. Lift them away so your spine gets lengthened. Lengthen, 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 and fold forward with a lengthened spine. Stay for 5. 4. Keep breathing. Concentrate on your breathing, guys. Do the best you can. It's good to stay healthy while we're all at home staying safe. Use a physical practice to build more strength and create more flexibility. 2 and 1. Release and walk your hands backwards so that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. You're going to twist towards the left, so it is your right palm on the mat or on the block. So your right arm like this is one vertical line, not too far, not too front. Lengthen, ensuring that the right foot, the left foot, the toes are pointing up, still not turning to this side. The same option, the same principle as in the low lunge twist, when the knee doesn't move to one side. Twist towards the left, and then right hand up, left hand up. Man, it's always confusing left and right when facing the camera in this direction. Stay and breathe for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Okay, take your knees down to your mat. Let's work on some strength now. So we work on the core and the shoulders, but first a bit more to your shoulders. The low plank position. with your knees on the mat. Here's my cat. There she goes. Look forward. Keep your knees on the mat. Point your toes up. Big toes touching. Knees about hip distance. And then look forward. Again, don't let your shoulders and your ears crunch together. Lift the ears up. Lean forward. And then bend the elbows close to your rib cage. Don't let them open up. Go to as low as you can. Hold it there. One more breath. And lift back up. And relax the feet down. Take a child's pose. Come back up. It's not just one time, guys. This pose we have to do a few times. You build the strength. Lift the toes up. Big toes touching. So if I face the front, you can see that my elbows are not opening up this way. My toes are pointing up. My big toes touching. I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to also engage my core with a slightly rounded back, slightly only, so you get your core engaged. So you're not sinking your belly down like this, right? You're going to bend the elbows backwards, lengthen your spine, your ears away from your shoulders, go to as low as you can, keep breathing. And hold it down once you come to your maximum strength. 3, 2, 1.5, almost there, and then lift back up. And take a child's pose. Alright, let's come into a high plank position. Shoulders above your palms. Stretch your legs behind. Keep your big toes touching. Now round the back, suck your belly in so that you're engaging your core now. Lift the chest higher to the ceiling. Imagine my water bottle is a knife. It is here, or like a candle. There is a flame on this candle. It's burning my chest. I have to lift my chest up so I don't get the fire to burn my chest. Same concept in this high plank position. Breathe. Hold it there for 5. Hold it there for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take a child's pose again. Get your breath. Use this child's pose as a recovery pose, but also as a pose to feel the stretch to your lower back. For some of you, to your ankles and also to your hips. If your buttocks do not touch your heels, it's alright. You can tuck your toes under to give you more space like this. Or you can rest your buttocks on one block. One more breath. And release. Okay, the next pose, or should I say the next movement, will be a very unpopular movement. So my students, those who've been to my class, will know this pose. But with the blocks, it might give you some space. Okay, so let's try. It's a core practice, core hip flexor strength, but also requiring stretch. So you have the space through the stretching through the half splits. So what it looks like this. You place your 2 blocks in front of you like a tabletop. So it's an elevated tabletop. Let me step back a bit more. So let me show you before you begin. Same as tabletop. You're going to round the back. You're going to bring the right knee to your chest. Squeeze. That's the first round. Right, then you switch leg. Okay? First round. And then the second round, you engage your core. You begin to engage your, I just say, getting your flexibility while you keep your core engaged and your hip flexor engaged to straighten the knee to the chest into a half split, but keep the split leg floating. So let me show you. Right foot forward, knee to the chest. Keep squeezing in. Straighten, but don't touch the mat. Straighten. Notice you don't lean your shoulders back nor your buttocks back. Exhale, squeeze it in. Straighten, straighten, and stay. Float it up. And then take it back and down. Alright, now you try. Okay? Don't watch, try. I'm trusting you guys to practice with me. Come to tabletop. Round the back. First round. Bring your right knee to your chest. Flex the ankle. Breathe for 3. You're still in tabletop, so your shoulders still remain stacked above your hands. 2, 1. Release. Switch sides. Your left knee up. Round the back, shoulders still remain above, stack above your palms. Knee to the chest. 3, 2, 1. Let out a loud sigh, no one can hear you. And then rest and breathe. Or wipe some sweat or drink some water. Okay, let's go guys. Now it's this round. Ready? Okay. Round the back. Let the cat pose. Bring the right knee to your chest. Squeeze. Try not to touch the floor, otherwise you hear the mat go dad. There's a sound there. Straighten, straighten, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep squeezing. Straighten it. Breathe. Don't squeeze your face. Squeeze the muscles instead. 3. Your leg muscles. 2. 1. Bring it back. Don't touch that. And down. Whew. That was fun. Don't worry, I won't ask you to do it again, but we have to do the same thing on the other side. Left side. Round the back. Cat pose. Left knee to your chest. Now squeeze, squeeze, and straighten the left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it back and down. Release. Take a child's pose. Everyone doing good? Alright, let's go into the next pose. This pose will be a bit funky and fun. If you are in a big room, that's fine. If you are against the wall or your mat is very close to the wall, that should be safe. Just make sure there are no hard objects around you because you might fall. Okay, falling is part of the fun because sometimes we will fall. We learn through all this falling to be able to learn how the mechanism of our muscles work in that balance. So let me show you. We're going to work on a half moon pose on the floor. So you come to a tabletop. So I'm going to turn to face the camera over here. I'm going to take my right hand up. I'm going to turn and twist towards the left to face you guys on this side. I'm going to rest my right shoulder where my palm used to be. Okay? Stay. And then I'm going to walk this, what is this, my left hand slightly forward at an angle, or you can place it to the front. And then I'm going to take my left leg up. I'm going to flip it high and higher as if I'm leaning against the wall. And then you can find my balance. I can lift up my left hand up. This left leg, don't keep it soft like this. Keep it stiff. Flex the ankle so look at your toes. Keep it strong. If you fall, you just crash down. But make sure there's nothing there, or maybe you have blankets to support you. Stay. For those who can go further, release the other hand up, bending the elbows, palms to heart center. You feel really crazy. You can float the toes off the mat. The other toes. Whoa. Stay. Okay? Alright, enough of my demo. So please go and work on this pose. Come to a tabletop. I'll guide you through. Get your alignment straight first. Shoulders above your hands. Hands about shoulder width distance. Knees below the hips at hip distance. Very standard tabletop. Take your right hand up. Twist towards the right side. And then take it down. Slide the right hand underneath the left armpit. Right arm straightens towards the left side. Right shoulder down where the palm used to be. Okay. Now you find your balance slowly. The left hand start to slowly walk it forward or take it diagonal to the left side for more stability. No pain, no stress. Once you're ready, float up your left leg up. And then start to flip your left hip higher to the ceiling so that your chest is turning towards the left side. Stay. Now the left leg that is up, flex the ankle so the muscles are engaged, your leg muscles, to keep it strong and stiff, to stay balanced. And then once you find your balance, can you try to lift up your left hand up? Lift, lift, lift. Stay. Whoops, I almost fall. Whew. For those who can find your balance, you can either take your bottom hand to your palm to heart center or both palms to heart center, or float the back toes off the mat, the one on the mat. Or you can do all these two at the same time. Stay and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Come back up, back to your tabletop. Shake your neck. By shaking your head left and right, everything's good. And then work on the other side. Tabletop again, keep your alignment. Very important, your alignment stays there first before you go any further. Take your left hand up and then twist towards the right side. Left hand slides underneath behind your right palm. Palm is facing up, your left palm facing up. Bend your right elbow to rest your left shoulder down. Rest the shoulder where your left palm used to be, so that your hips remain stacked above your knees. And then straighten your right hand forward, cupping your fingers like holding an egg underneath your palms, or walk the fingers more to the right side. And then start to lift up the right leg, straighten it. When it's straightened, immediately flex the ankle and turn the hip up. You flex the ankle to engage your shin and your thigh muscles. When you find your balance, you can release the right hand up, or you can float the left toes off the mat, or you can press both palms to heart center. Now you stay. Breathe for 5. Don't give up. You will fall. Come back up and try again. Maybe laugh over it. It's okay. 3, 2. Alright. Don't give up. 2 and 1. Release. Downward facing dog, everyone. Nice. Okay, step the right foot forward. Come into a high lunge pose. Front knee bend. This time back knee is off the mat. So this pose is identical to your lower lunge, only the exception is your back knee is off the mat. And then lift the hands up. Stay and breathe for 3, 2, 1. Lower your back knee down to your mat. Right hand on your right palm, on your right knee. Left hand reaches back. Grabs the foot, lift it up, and try to bring this foot towards the hip. Turn your chest to face towards this side of the hip that you are turning the foot to. You want more space, walk the front foot forward. Bend the knee more to sink the hips down. You feel the deepening stretch again. Stay for 3. Smile. 2 and 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's work on the other side. Step your left foot forward. Back knee off the mat. High lunge. Reach the arms up. Engage your core by lifting your chest up and sucking your belly in every time you exhale to protect your lower back from any possible jamming if it hits your hips. 3, 2, 1. Release the back knee down. Left palm on your left knee. Right hand goes back to grab the foot. Turn your chest towards this hip direction. And then you can walk the front foot forward more. If you want more space, move this foot, the back foot, the right foot towards the hip. And breathe and smile. Feel the sensation. A bit of uncomfortable, but you're feeling good. Getting a nice good stretch. 2 and 1. Release, step back, downward facing dog. Okay, now let's go into this pose, the mermaid pose. You're gonna try. Some people may be able to go into the mermaid pose. Some of you may not be able to, making the very first few steps. but that's absolutely fine. So mermaid pose is the same as we've done just now, but just a one-step progression. Right foot forward, everyone. Left knee down. Right palm on the right knee. That means the front hand in front of the front knee. Back hand goes back, grabs the left foot. Get it here, turn back, the chest away from your front leg, what we did previously. This time, your right hand, see whether you can turn and twist more to grab this foot. And stay. Can go further. Then you hook your back arm, the left elbow, towards the left foot. Like this. Palm is facing up. Can go further. Sink the chest down. Kick this foot away from you. Don't bring it closer anymore. Slightly away from you. Take the top arm up. Bend the elbows. Hold the fingers and hold the palms. And lift up. And look up. Look forward. Keep your top arm away from your ear if possible. Breathe for 3. Keep your spine lifted so you don't jam your lower back. 2 and 1. Release. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's work on the other side. Left foot forward, right knee down. It's perfectly fine to stay in this second time in this pose where your left palm is still on your left knee and you're just grabbing the back foot, the right foot towards your hip, that's all. And stay, that's good. You can go further, release the other hand. But you notice when you release your left hand, make sure the left knee is not turning to one side, it is still pointing forward, so keep the awareness. Hold this foot as you twist. It is perfectly good to stay. Or you can start to hook the right elbow towards the foot and then top arm reaches back and grabs. Sink the hips down. Keep a gap between your head and your top arm and look to the front. Stay for 4, 3, 2 and 1. Release. Downward facing dog. Okay. I'm going to show you one very fun pose to work with. This looks very simple, but sometimes can be pretty difficult. It requires a bit of a strength and balance. So what you do, you're going to grab the opposite elbows like this. So let me turn to one side. You're going to place both knees down together. Now, let me show you. You're going to grab the opposite elbows. Press the forearms down to your mat. Grab the opposite elbows. Walk your knees closer towards you. Point both toes. No, not point both toes. Lift up one leg. I'm going to lift up my left leg up. I keep it bent. I point the toes up. And then I lift up the other toes up. So only balancing on one knee and the forearms. So one foot is not touching the other leg. And I stay. Alright? A bit funky, like this. But it's fun. Try. So requires some strength and awareness of your leg muscles and also a combination of your shoulder strength. So grab the opposite elbows. Knees together like a child's pose position first. And then take the forearms down on the mat. And then you walk your knees closer. Try to keep your knees as close as you can. The closer your knees are to your forearms will be better. If it's too difficult, walk your knees slightly backwards like this. If not, take it forward. Until your knees are very close to your forearms. Point both feet up to the ceiling. Head is not touching. So now you only have 2 knees and the forearms on the mat. Lift up one leg, any leg will do. Keep the knees still bent for the floating leg. For those who want to, you see whether you can straighten it or you keep the knee bent. Stay. Engage your shoulders to keep your head lifted away from the mat for 3, 2 and 1. Release. Now let's go to the other side. Again, Grab the opposite elbows. Rest the forearms down on the mat. Knees on the mat. Walk your knees closer towards the forearms. As close as you can. The closer they are to the forearms, the more challenging the balance. Now point both feet up to the ceiling. Lift the toes up. Shift the weight forward. You may start to feel the weight moving forward to your shoulders, and your shoulders have to engage to keep your head from touching the mat. And then start to lift up the other leg. Keep the knees still bent, or you see whether you can straighten the leg completely. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. That was fun, isn't it? Alright, take a child's pose or drink some water. Okay, let's work on a few opening of your chest and our shoulders in some back bends. We have opened up the chest and a bit of your hip flexor, a lot in your hip flexor actually, in the lunges. So let's come into a camel pose position. Here, take the easy camel. So camel pose is when your knees are hip distance apart like this. One straight line from your knees all the way up to your hips, to your shoulders. Tuck your toes under on the mat in this first round. Support your lower back with your fingers behind, fingers pointing down on your lower back, not on your buttocks please. Lift up and start to arch back. When you're arching back, you don't move your buttocks back, you don't lean back. You want to keep these hips above your knees, so you're really working on your back bend here. Lift this up, open up this part. For this to happen, this must open up, right? So this is coming to an extension of your spine, but this has to open up and lengthen more. Lift, lift, lift. And stay. Hug your elbows back. Try to keep your elbows pointing backwards. Stay for 5. Stay for 4. 3, 2, 1. Slowly take your time. Lift yourself back up. And then point your toes so you can keep your toes tucked under. Take a child's pose. Open your knees wider and stretch your arms forward. And then come back up. Now we start to build this extension in round 2. Camel pose, so in round 2 you can point your toes if you want to. So I give you more options. So option 1, you stay in the first round. Tuck your toes under, fingers on your lower back, fingers pointing down, elbows press it back, lift up and arch. Option 1A, hold the ankles or hold the heels with your hips still above your knees. Arch back. Option 2, point your toes and arch. Option 2A, hold the ankles or the heels with toes pointed and arch. Go ahead. Find your place, a pose that is comfortable. Feel some discomfort but no pain to your lower back. Keep breathing for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Take a child's pose. Breathe. Maybe close your eyes. The shapes you're making in these poses are pretty simple and straightforward. So don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing to go to so deep. I'm not warming up to so deep a pose, but I'm just doing what my body can do at this particular time, right? So just do your best. Take a few more breaths in child's pose. Alright, let's come to one more. We open up the chest, the shoulders and our hip flexor more. So like this into the camel. So we add this into a movement base. What we do, let me show you. I'm going to stretch my right leg forward. I'm going to bend my left knee like this. So if I was sitting down, my legs would be like this. Okay? This way. Right leg forward. Bend your left knee. Try to take the foot closer towards your hips. If it's too intense for you, take it further away. Or you can sit on one block to give it a height. So what you do now, you lengthen your hands up to the ceiling. You fold forward. Grabbing your leg or your foot, whichever you can grab. And then lift yourself up and release your hands down. Don't move your legs. Okay, so with my right leg in front, my left hand is behind me. So my right leg and my right hand both up. So what I'll do, you can also take a block, place a block behind you to give it a height. You can press your left palm down and you stand up, lift up like this, lift, 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 and take your right hand back. And then you slowly come back down. Okay, we do this 3 times. So right leg in front, right hand up, left hand behind you on the mat or on the block. Ready? And inhale, lift up, stay. 3, look back behind you. 2, 1, slowly come back down. That's 1. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. 3, 2, 1, and come back down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. 3, 2, and come back down. Switch sides. Left leg straightens, right knee bends, foot close towards the hip. Lift the hands up and bow forward. Grabbing a foot or any part of the body you can hold. Don't let your hands suspend in the air so you feel comfortable to hold one part of the body. For 3, 2, 1. Lift your chest up, hands up. Relax the hands down. Take one block, place it behind, or you don't have to use the blocks. Right leg, left leg, and left hand up. Right hand behind you, about 1 foot away. Fingers pointing backwards. And lift the buttocks up and look back for 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Inhale, lift up. Continue to breathe. 3, 2, 1. Down. Last one. Lift up. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's finish off with a spinal twist. Legs stretched in front of you. Bend your right knee. Cross the right foot on the outside of the left knee. Right hand behind. Left hand either hug the leg towards your chest, or you can hook it on the outside with your elbows bent. Fingers pointing up. And twist. Stay and breathe. Keep your spine lengthened when you twist. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Switch sides. Bend your left knee, cross the left foot on the outside of the right knee. Left hand goes behind. Right hand either hug the leg towards the chest. If it is tight enough for you, stay there, enjoy this twist. Spine lengthen. I'm going to hug here, I don't have to go deeper. Those who can go deeper, hook it to the outside, okay? Lengthen, smile your face, and exhale, twist. Every time you inhale, keep your spine lengthened. You want to create more space between your bones and your spine when you twist. For 3, 2, and 1. And we are done. Well, almost done. Let me come to the front. The last pose will be Shavasana. So after this video ends, please feel free to stay in about 3 to 5 minutes of Shavasana. Alright? So let me know of any comments with this very simple and evening practice on a Monday evening in Asia. Let me just do a quick scroll for any comments you guys have. Yeah, someone said you need more Hatha basic, that's fine. Some of the poses here may be a bit more difficult, you just do your best. You don't have to go so deep, find the alignment that works for you, no pain, feeling a bit of discomfort, but you feel challenged, then you're practicing yoga. And also more important is also to pay attention to your body, listening to the sensations that are happening, and don't go crazy over the poses. They're just poses. You're really complete. You just use the poses to create more space and build more strength. Feel free to, oh thanks Janet, look at my muscles, yeah, nice. Thank you for your comment on my plants, yeah, I have a lot of plants too. Hello from Indonesia, hello Hong Kong, hello KL, hello Spain, buenos días, ¿cómo estás? I hope all is good in Spain. Hello Switzerland again. Hey Arpita, I see some of my regular students. Hey Carolyn, Sandra, Patrick. Great. So if you guys have any comments or anything you want to see in the next class or my next class, do send us a note in the comment page. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Namaste.